Hello future engineers, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're still new to my channel and you like what I'm doing, please don't forget to share my videos to your friends and to your friends' friends. To your younger brothers and sisters who would want to take up engineering in the future, and to your relatives. That's one way you can keep me going, inspired and refreshed. Now, if you find my videos interesting and important to your studies, also please don't forget to subscribe. Hello future engineers, here is another video in Engineers in Progress. I hope that this video will help you improve your thinking skills, especially in mathematics. So still in mixture problems, we have here a series of problems. If you want to anticipate the solution, then you can, but pause the video. Don't cheat yourselves. So it is for your own good if you want to prepare yourselves. So determine how much water is required to dilute 15 liters of a solution that is 12% dye solution so that a 5% dye solution is obtained. So this is problem 22. So to add water in the solution means water is 0%. So 0 times x, then plus 12% times 15. So 0 times x plus 12 times 15. And the resulting solution is 5% dye solution. So 5 times quantity x plus 15. So simplifying, on the right side 5x, on the left side 7 times 15 equals 5x. So dividing everything by 5, so x is 21 liters. So 21 liters of water should be added to 15 liters of a solution that is 12% dye solution in order that the solution will become 5% dye. Here is problem 23. Determine how much water must be evaporated from the 15 liters of the 12% dye solution in problem 22 to obtain a solution that is 20% dye. Assume that the total amount of dye is not affected by the process of evaporation. So this is problem 23. So water is 0% dye. So 0 times x, 12 times 15, then plus or minus because this is evaporation. So minus 0 times x. So the original dye solution is 12% and it contains 15 liters. Then we have to subtract water. Water should evaporate. So minus 0% dye because this is water times x. Then we equate it to 20 times. So the concentration of dye will increase to 20%. So 20 times quantity, 15 minus x. So the remaining amount would be 15 minus x after water has evaporated. Simplifying, negative 20x to the left. So 20x, 20 times 15 minus 12 times 15 is 8 times 15. So dividing everything by 20, x therefore is 6 liters. So 6 liters of water must evaporate. Only water, pure water must evaporate. Problem 24, our gardener has 26 pounds of a mixture of fertilizer and weed killer. If 1 pound of the mixture is replaced by weed killer, the result is a mixture that is 5% weed killer. What percent of the original mixture was weed killer? Since from 26 pounds, 1 pound is removed and replaced with pure weed killer, so the remaining 25 pounds contains P% weed killer. So P times 25 for the solution, then plus 100% times 1 pound because we replace it by 1 pound of weed killer, so 100 times 1, and the resulting mixture is 5% weed killer. So equals 5 times the original amount is back to 26. So equals 5 times 26. So P times 25 equals 5 times 26 minus 100, and that is 30. P times 25 equals 30, so P equals 30 over 25, and that is 1.2%. So 1.20% or 1.2%. So the original mixture was 1.2% with killer. Problem 25, a brine solution contains 40 kilograms of salt and 60 kilograms of water. How much pure water must evaporate to increase the concentration to 80% salt? So for the solution, let's talk about salt here. So 40 kilograms, then the resulting concentration will be 80%. So water must evaporate. So that means that 40 divided by uh, originally 60 kilograms of water, so minus X equals 80% salt. So 80% equals 100% times 40, because this is the amount of salt. 100% times 40, so it is still 40 kilograms. Then the new total amount would be 100 kilograms, 40 plus 60. Then we subtract the amount of water that will evaporate. So remember that percentage 80% is 100% times 40. This is 40 kilogram of salt that remains, and the amount will reduce to 100 minus X, where X is the amount of water that must evaporate. So 100 minus X equals 100 times 40 over 80, and that is 50. 100 minus X equals 50, so X is 100 minus 50, so X is 50 kilograms. So 50 kilograms of water must evaporate so that the concentration would be 80% salt. So that means salt is 40 kilograms. The total amount in kilograms would be 40 kilograms plus 10 after 50 kilograms has evaporated. That's why 40 over 40 plus 10 equals 0.8, and in percent, that's 80%. In what ratio must tea costing 240 pesos per kilogram be mixed with tea costing 340 pesos per kilogram so that a profit of 20% is made by selling the mixture at 360 per kilogram? So we will call X as the amount of tea in kilograms that should be mixed with Y, 340 pesos per kilogram tea. So let's call X as the amount of tea sold at 240 pesos per kilogram that is to be mixed with tea Y, 340 pesos per kilogram. So amount of tea sold at 340 pesos per kilogram. Let's call it Y. Then we will call P as the price without a profit. So the resulting price supposedly after we blend these two teas. So P, price of tea without a profit. So the relationship therefore is 240 times X plus 340 times Y equals the price of tea without a profit times quantity total amount X plus Y. So 240X plus 340Y equals P times X plus Y. Call that our working equation. Then the amount of, or the price of tea without a profit can be solved. So this 360 pesos per kilogram is already 20%. Uh, we There is already 20% profit from that price. So that means P plus zero point 0.2 of P or 1.2 of P is equated to 360. So P plus 20% profit equals 360 because this 360 peso uh, amount of tea is outside the range 240 to 340. 240 to 340. Supposedly, the price without a profit should fall between these two values. But since 360 is outside that value, it means that this 360 peso worth of tea per kilogram has already a profit of 20%. So that's why tea is only supposedly 300 pesos per kilogram without a profit. That should be the resulting amount without a profit. So this 360 pesos per kilogram has already a profit of 20%. So we substitute it here, the value of 300. So 240x plus 340y equals 300 times quantity x plus y. 340 minus 300 is 40y, then 300x minus 240 is 60x. So 40y equals 60x. So x therefore is 40 over 60, or 2/3. That means the ratio of tea costing 240 pesos per kilogram to that of tea costing 340 pesos per kilogram is x as to y, or 2 as to 3. So x as to y equals 2 as to 3. So that's it for this part. Next problem, a given alloy contains 20% copper and 5% tin. How many pounds of copper and of tin must be melted with 100 pounds of the given alloy to produce another alloy analyzing 30% copper and 10% tin? All percentages are by weight. So this is problem 27, and I think this is a past C board problem. So we will call C as the amount of copper and T as amount of tin. So how many pounds of copper and of tin must be melted with 100 pounds of the given alloy to produce another alloy analyzing 30% copper and 10% tin? So the amount of copper in the alloy is C, and the amount of tin in the alloy is denoted by T. So that means 20% of 100, so C amount of copper, then T amount of tin. So 20% of 100, so for the copper, let's consider copper first. So 100 times C plus 20% of 100, how many pounds of copper and of tin must be melted with 100 pounds of the given alloy? This is the given alloy, in which 20% is copper. So 20% of 100. And we have to add copper, pure copper, and it is 100% copper. Then it is equal to 30%, and the total amount would be copper plus 100 pounds, C pounds of copper plus 100 pounds. And take note that in that alloy there is also tin, so equals 30 times 100, 30 plus C plus 100 plus T. So that's the total weight. So we have the copper component, 100 pounds from here, and the amount of tin in the alloy, which is, we do know, T. So simplifying this equation, 70C minus 30T equals 30 times 100 minus 20 times 100, 10 times 100. So 70C minus 30T equals 10 times 100, or 1000. Call that equation 1. Then let's consider the tin component. So tin is 100% also, 100T plus 5% tin in the 100 pound component, then equals the resulting alloy has 10% tin, so equals 10 times quantity C plus 100 plus T. So simplifying this equation, we have 100T minus 10T, 90T, then minus 10C, 10 times 100 minus 5 times 100 equals 5 times 100. So 90T minus 10C, or negative 10C, plus 90T equals 5 times 100. Call that equation 2. Then we solve these two equations simultaneously because the calculator is allowed, or you may use substitution method if not allowed for other courses or by elimination, then we can solve C and T. Solving for C is 17.5 pounds. So that is copper, and tin is 7.5 pounds. So that's it for this problem. Then problem 28, what percentage of a mixture of sand, gravel, and cement containing 30% cement should be replaced by pure cement to produce a mixture that is 40% cement? So we'll call it P. Then that mixture is 30% cement, and we replace it by pure cement to produce a mixture that is 40% cement. So it will increase, the amount of cement will increase to 40% from 30%. So let's call it X. So 30 times 100 minus the percentage of cement that should be used, and this 100 here is the assumption that the mixture has originally 100 units of the mixture. Then we add, because it will be replaced by pure cement, 100p. P is supposedly the amount of cement that should, the original amount that should be taken and replaced with pure cement. Since we assume 100 units, so P is automatic also the percentage. So P is in units first, then divide by 100 times 100. So it is also in the percentage of the mixture that should be taken and replaced with pure cement. Then equals 40 times 100. So simplifying this, 70p in the left side, in the right side, 40 times 100 minus 30 times 100, and that is 10 times 100. So 70p equals 10 times 100. Yeah. Then 10 times 100 divided by 70 is 14 over 2/7%. So I just write the answer right away, and you can check that because a calculator is allowed.